Welcome to the Soul Pod. This is Mike Canton, the host and producer of The Soul Show. The purpose of the Soul Pod is to celebrate the movers and shakers of arts and culture. And speaking of that, I introduce you to Amy Kline of Dormont, PA, just outside of Pittsburgh. I call her the Dormont Diva of the Arts, and her energy and dedication will really make your head spin.
We just did our first comedy show last night.
Don't start talking to me.
I'm
Hi, Amy Kline. How are
Hi,
you? It's
hi.
about time we got together to
I
do this.
know.
Remember the last time we were supposed to do it? It was a tornado.
terrible. There's our record library.
Okay. All right. So, yes.
That is a free record library.
How's it going? Most people have books in
good.
those thingies.
I know, but we're a music business.
Oh,
so
my.
We
This
left?
left?
Go left.
Okay.
We present shows sometimes at that little park there with Dormont CDC and Back Alley, which is right here, the brewery. And so
Where?
So this
Oh,
is the
right
brewery.
here.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
And,
Straight?
Yeah, go straight.
Okay.
So we just started working together to do shows on Friday nights in his place, and then we also work at that little parklet with Dormont CDC to do some. They call it Party in the Park. It's like an afternoon of music. The brewery's there, some kids' activities if that happens, right, or whatever they've got going on. So you can go left on Potomac here.
What I've been meaning to ask you forever is, I have a feeling you grew up in this town.
I did not.
How did you take it over this way? I mean,
Yeah.
you have such a love for this.
Dormont is amazing. I moved here in January of 2020. My ex-husband and I
Oh.
split up.
Oh, I didn't know it was that recently. Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
then my ex-husband and I split up, right? And then we go into a pandemic a couple months later.
Oh, that all happened right then.
And
Wow,
then
yes.
I posted what I thought was a dumb meme about Les Mis and singing from our balconies.
Yep.
And that became kind of the push for the Corona Choir.
So,
But yeah, that took off, and so.
I want to talk about the theater
Oh, yeah,
while
of
we're here,
course,
though,
of
of course, right?
So that's the Hollywood. We did 3 shows there, but it was
Okay.
they were so good. Like local bands, kind of elevated in this big space, and we were getting 300 people in there for a night of local music.
That's pretty impressive.
Ticketed, yeah.
What did you do before MCG? That's when I think
left
I met
here.
you.
Yeah, at MCG. So I came into MCG from Columbus. I was in Columbus for 3 years working at Columbus Association for Performing Arts,
Oh.
which is like Cultural Trust.
Oh.
So I worked around their subscription and like group sales ticketing.
Yes.
And we were coming home. My daughter was 2, coming back to Pittsburgh, and I called Mitch Swain, who was at the Arts Council,
Okay.
who I knew, and said, like, hey, I'm coming home. I'm looking for a job. And he said, call Marty Ashby today, because they're going to make an offer to someone, and you're the right choice. That's where I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And actually so many people that I now see at jam band shows, because I say it all the time to musicians in the scene or to Stefan about the jazz funk jam band continuum.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Right.
And it's and so that's how we like present some jazz, some funk, and bring jam band people in. And I don't know that they know that they know coming in that it's actually jazz. It's one of those kind of like a little bit of a twist, right?
Sure.
And then they come and it's Mark Jakovic and his jazz influence thing that's very cool and funky.
Yep.
Actually, let's go right here. I'm going
Okay.
to take you back through the park.
Okay.
We can drive straight through the park and I'll show you. There's a pavilion that we use for a couple big festivals that Stefan and I book the music for.
You've done shows there already?
Yeah, we've done Dormont Pride there last year, and Art in the Park.
Where did Royce play? Which one was that?
Royce played Pride for me. when
Oh,
we were
that
on
was
the
Pride.
street.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
That was our first Pride
Mhm.
on Potomac, and we did that for 2 years before we moved it to the park.
I see. Okay.
It's complicated to close Potomac too many times in a year.
Sure.
But yeah, that first year you hooked me up with a Royce. They were fantastic, and I've seen them a couple more times ago, right?
Okay.
And
Quick question is, are you
Yeah.
taking me near the pool?
yeah.
Okay. pool story.
I will take you.
Yep.
Take
Okay.
you the right way.
Cool.
But yeah, we booked Royce and Trailheads. Do you know Trailheads?
Mhm.
That's they're a funk band. Josh Earhart was leading.
I know that name.
He does a jam, like a jam band jam night
Mhm.
out at the bridge, or when it was, when the bridge was still open in East Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's doing that, I think, at the winery, Pittsburgh Winery, which has become such an amazing ally for the whole jam scene. So.
On a scale of, I'm not going to give you 1 to 10. I'm
Okay.
going to give you 7 to 10. How wired are you to the music scene? Because you spew names of bands like I can't believe.
We're pretty close, right? We've been doing shows now. This is actually the weekend of our 4th anniversary of the house shows.
Oh.
And so we've
As
done
in parking pad?
As in parking pad. There's the pool down there.
Oh, yes. Tell me about, while we're passing the pool, tell me about the pool.
Yeah, so Dormont Pool, it's the biggest pool in Pennsylvania, first of all, and a historic landmark. I think 2 years ago was their 100th birthday, and they were closed because it was still COVID-y.
Yes. I'm going to swing in,
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead. Yeah. So the pool is obviously closed right now.
Yes.
But it's one of our best resources here. It's a huge space. There's a big rec center here. They do a music festival in Gold Mountain Music Festival.
Inside of the building?
Yeah, inside the rec center. It's coming up mid-May.
Okay.
But we have had this idea for years about what would a festival at the bottom of the empty pool look like. But so the borough has been listening to me talk about this idea for years, and finally I think we got enough legs under us here that they're like, this is a trusted resource. They could pull this off, right?
Yes.
And so Stefan and I met with them and talked through what does it look like to have a jam band festival in the bottom of an empty pool in September after they close. And we were talking to them originally about doing it this year, and they said, well, we have a 3-year painting schedule. We don't want you tearing up the bottom of our pool with your stage elements and your hippies walking around on the bottom of our pool, spilling beer in the paint.
Right.
And so we're talking to them now about September of 2026.
This is an excellent tour, you know. No, I'm serious.
Except all of our one-ways.
This is so tight. Sometimes I end up driving from place to a place 5 or 10 minutes away, but everything's been very dense.
Well, and that's, we talk about Dormont in that way. Like, it's almost 10,000 people in 1 square mile. And we Stephen and I put on these shows at the house, parking pad shows, and get 100 to 150 people in our yard. We do things at Hillsdale Park, and it's a different 100 people. And the VFW last night, this comedy show, is another kind of new audience for us. And so, we really
you just did something last night.
Last night, yeah. Our first ever comedy show. My friend took a stand-up class at Bottle Rocket, and then was like, I want to put on a show, but I don't know how to put on a show. But she knew who to call. Yeah, left. And so we had 105 people at the VFW. Yeah.
I got another question for you. I know you want to talk about this.
Sure.
You and your paper ticket resurgence.
Actually having
Ms. Analog.
Paper tickets. I know Shelly from Flood City just sent me hard tickets. I'm her only Pittsburgh ticket outlet for Flood City Music Festival.
Right.
And so there she is.
Yes.
Our gigantic, look at her. She's prime for a music festival.
You haven't even taken me to parking pad.
I have
and you
not.
haven't even talked to me really about the Corona Choir.
I have not.
So proceed.
Corona Choir, yeah, that was, it's the 5th anniversary of that too. We all kind of feel that. That's the 5th anniversary of the pandemic.
Yes.
And, but yeah, the choir came out of this silly Les Mis meme, and it was overnight an overwhelming project where we went from 100 people liking a meme to 3 days later 700 people in a Facebook group, 4 days later doing a Zoom dress rehearsal to sing Do You Hear the People Sing from our sidewalks separated, like,
Sure.
during COVID. And then a guy showed up with a drone and got amazing footage.
Okay.
And the Post-Gazette was there, the Post-Gazette and the Trib and KDKA. And then it ended up on ABC World News Tonight. And then I had no way to manage this and was completely overwhelmed. Like, I found these people that were involved in that Corona Choir to help mostly manage my anxiety and the press that was coming out of it. And after it was over, we did it for 11 weeks. After it was over, we were like, okay, now what? And so we did a art show in all of the storefronts on Potomac with things people made during COVID. And then it just kept going, like, okay, what's next? And then they wanted to form a nonprofit. Oh, here's the VFW. We'll swing through there too, if you like.
Here on the left.
Yeah, we'll go left.
Okay.
But like, even we rent that little park sometimes as Dormont Arts and it's part of our Songs and Stories series. So we do a storytelling, like a 4-piece storytelling series at a coffee house that's poetry readings and open mic storytelling that are usually themed. Like, we did a Pride one, we did a Hispanic Heritage storytelling night, and then we do live music, and sometimes we work with the Unrehearsed Shakespeare to do stuff there. But in order to book that park, you have to be a nonprofit. It's part.
Yeah, sure.
And so it was like, well, if we want this to progress, sorry, Amy, we have to do this
Right,
thing. And oh,
right.
by the way, you're the president.
Oh,
Yeah. But like I
Yeah.
said, it's done really well. We keep doing bigger things. Back the house. My friend that wanted to do it, Jenny, she calls her company, her comedy. Yeah, that's fine. Bougie Bitch Comedy. And so we put this thing together, and she was happy when we had 20 people booked. She just told me this last night. She's like, when we had 20 people coming, that was great. And then when we had 45, left, and we broke even, that was great. And then yesterday morning, I was like, we have 65 now. We're gonna hit 100. And she's like, how do you know that we're gonna? And I said, I do know now by booking there so many times.
Sure.
But yeah, when we had 105, she was like, right before showtime, she was like, I am nervous.
Sure she was.
But it was their first real production. And so we were able, we'll go right on Alabama. We're
Okay.
just weaving around a bit. So, but yeah, 105 people. And everybody was really happy. The VFW works with us all the time. And so we'll just take a peek at the garden here. So it's community. It's run by Dormont Arts and volunteers in the community, and anyone can help, and anyone can come and take from the produce that we grow. And so it's not like a community garden bed where you can rent a bed, but we provide all of the supplies. They built a composter last year.
Yes.
And so. Oh, so Dormont Arts also, this is the Borough building, works with the borough to curate local art, and it turns over every 6 months. So there's a constant collection of art. There's my record library again.
Yes.
My little proud.
We got a
it's
better
like
view this time. Yes.
It's so cute. It's like,
I'm getting one.
Okay.
That is a beautiful idea because I've got vinyl to get rid of, and I don't.
Nope, tracks.
I don't need to try to turn this into like a money-making exercise.
Right.
I just need to get some stuff into the hands of people.
Well, that's it. We had so many. Like Stefan and I, probably between the two of us had a few hundred records.
Yes.
Right. But we were like, why do we need 3 copies
Right.
of Styx?
Yeah.
Like Paradise Theater, right?
Yeah.
And the Gyro Shop wants one up here too, which is cool. He wants to put in a listening station, so a vinyl listening station with a record library there. This is Potomac Station Coffee. We produce the storytelling series for them. Well, for Dormont Arts, but there. So.
What's your average week like?
1 million hours. Go right. Yeah, that's our parking pad stage.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, that's
Down off to the right, correct?
that's
Yeah,
the
down below.
townhouse.
Yes.
And then so the stage is the parking pad, and then we play to that strip. These guys will move their cars if we're expecting a big crowd.
Right.
And then they kind of hang out up here.
And that was Amy Kline of Dormont, PA. For more information on Amy's activities, see the list at soulshowmike.org. I have some great guests lined up in the future, so keep coming back and subscribe to soulshowmike.org.